If you are wondering why you should learn about system design or why system design matters, then this video may help answer that question for you. So let me start with a quick story which dates back to 2012. So there was a developer at my company, which was a startup, and the developer was supposed to build a notification feature, a notification service. And what that will do is if the user accesses the product, right, the web application, then and suppose the user subscribes to the product, makes a purchase, or registers or does some activity, then generally there will be a notification which will be sent to the user, and that notification was going to be taken care of by the notification service. Now the user built, I mean the developer built that service and rolled it out to production. So far, so good. The developer tested it with certain scenarios. But what happened is, as the startup grew, and the feature started to get used more frequently. And as the load increased, this notification feature started to behave very weirdly. So there were users who started to complain that they were not getting emails or that they were getting emails multiple times. And then investigation started why that was happening. So eventually the service was fixed, and like the users started to get proper emails. But by that time, there was a loss of trust from users' side, and the experience was not good. Now, what do you think was the problem in this case? I think if you have some experience building software, then you will understand that designing or solutioning the approach, how the problem is going to be solved, is very important. And that's the important thing, asking the questions before you build something, asking the right questions. What happens if the load increases? What happens if, for instance, like there is a transaction involved? I'm not just talking about this feature, but say there is a transaction, there is a payment, and your server crashes. Then what happens in that case? And things like that. So when you are not around and there are problems in the feature, then how do you debug it? How do you understand the problem? How do you come to know about it in the first place? So these kind of questions needs to be answered, and that's the problem part that I'm talking about here. In this case, the notification feature lacked proper design. There was no consideration for scalability or reliability, which are very important when it comes to a software system. And as a result, the system failed under load and unexpected conditions. So that's why, it's important that as a developer, we ask certain questions before we build it. And questions like, what if, like I mentioned earlier, what if 10,000 users subscribe or use my feature, which can happen? At least you should build for that scenario, right? What if the server crashes during transaction, and how will I know if there was a problem? And that's why, system design matters. It's not about scale for the sake of scale. It's about thinking like a builder, not just as a coder. And it'll transform your cool app into a reliable, respected product, which a company needs in order to grow and earn trust from the user. So that's the reason we are talking about system design. And in the coming videos, we'll understand more about the design principles. We'll learn how to build scalable and reliable systems and become a thoughtful and effective system designer. So I hope this gives you a quick idea about why system design is important. So stick with me. In the next videos, we'll dive deeper and understand the principles.